Havoc, rebels in the Neon City. The Havoc approached Earth like a wary beast circling its prey. For all her besmirched beauty, humanity's homeworld was still a planet worth fighting for. Our beacon granted Havoc swift passage through Earth's defenses into the atmosphere. But as the planet swelled large, I knew danger still lurked below. Since humanity's exodus, Earth had become a neon-bathed hive of scum and villainy. Our hope lied with Woolford, a voice of law in lawless lands, but reuniting would be perilous. As we circled New San Francisco seeking safe harbor, proximity alarms blared suddenly. A ragtag fleet of system drifters and pirates emerged from the fog, vessels bristling with salvaged guns. They hoped to capture Havoc for tech and profit. Evasive maneuvers, ready weapons but do not fire unless fired upon. These backworld opportunists may yet stand down. The pirates hemmed us in tightly, daring us to make the first move. Their hulls showed the scars of countless desperate raids. But Havoc had survived worse odds. With steady hands, Alara banked us smoothly into evasive corkscrews, threading the tightening noose while avoiding direct aggression. For now, it was a dangerous dance of bluff and bravado. As we neared the city outskirts, anti-air fortifications suddenly flared to life, targeting the encroaching pirate fleet. Forced into retreat, they peeled away, seeking easier prey. Once again, fortune had spared Havoc to fight another day, now to find safe harbor among old friends before luck turned. Earth's dark temptations called, but we would answer with light. Steady through the flak! Get us to the starport, best speed!
There's no safe vector. Drones have missile lock. Brace for evasive maneuvers.
The Havoc jinked wildly, Alara's skilled hands pulling us through the maze of fire. Like threading a needle through a hurricane, she guided us closer to the towering metropolis ahead. What was once San Francisco now rose from the coastline like a chrome and neon tumor, swollen with humanity's soaring hopes and base ambitions alike. Towers scraped the skies, trams wove between them like glimmering spiders, and holograms danced brightly, masking the city's dark heart. We had many questions for this city of fog and false glimmers, but first, safe harbor. The starport thrummed with activity, mostly less than legal. A havoc of languages, biological and mechanical life, all intertwined in the gritty crowds. Finding friend among foe would not be easy here, but for old Earth, divided and cash-starved, the greater enemy often wore a familiar face. All right, team, safety's off and hands close to steel. Old Woolford's invite was sparse on details. We need local intel before blundering deeper into this hive.
On your guard is wise, sir. Old smuggling contacts called this the most lawless port on Earth. And coming from them...
Perhaps finding a local guide could shed light on the state of affairs? I doubt the authorities will be forthcoming.
Right as always, Alara. Let's sniff out a squawker among these scoundrels. Someone's got to be selling information in this pit. Havoc moved carefully through the pulsing night market, a bazaar of both wondrous and wicked wares. Vendors hawked illegal cyberware and controlled substances between stalls of more mundane goods. My crew gathered intel as I monitored exchanges. Credit chips and data changed hands in shrouded secrecy. Whatever people's needs, the market provided for the right price. I observed a grizzled man whispering closely with a vendor, a furtive exchange. His weathered eyes gave him away as station folk, born and bred. As the man slipped away, I approached casually, sensing opportunity. Evening, friend. Judging by your ease here, I'd wager you're a local son. Perhaps you could advise a band of lost spacers where a few credits might purchase safe harbor? The man eyed us warily, hesitant to talk, but Havoc's armor and arms marked us as fellow outcasts of law. The frontier stateless drifted together.
I know these streets like me own veins, but navigation comes dearer when the megacorp take notice. Why are you really planet-side, Spacers?
And what assurances can you give of your discretion? The powers here likely spy on all.
These streets change daily, but I know its tides and undercurrents. Follow in my wake, and you'll slip past unseen.
For now, Kai's offer was our best course through this alien land. And if betrayal came, Havoc Steel would answer swiftly. We trailed Kai from the market into twisting neon alleys. The shadows here ran deep indeed, crafted carefully to disguise the light. Our brother Woolford was wise to tread softly on such dark paths. Kai led us through twisting back alleys, shrouded in neon and shadows alike. Havoc tracked him closely, wary of deception. Our weapons and armor marked us as outsiders to avoid.
Tread careful here. The Corps pay snitches well for intel on off-worlders. Paranoia keeps them wealthy and unchallenged.
Yet even rats scurry when boots tread too near. These cowards will betray others to survive, but not risk themselves.
Too true. Their Machina Guard dogs have little heart for sacrifice. Credits alone turn the wheel.
For now, Kai seemed true to his word to guide us unseen through this neon maze. But each shadow still obscured threats unknown, and betrayal often wore a familiar face. Our path led us toward flashing holo signs, guiding patrons down graffiti-stained steps into a gritty basement club. The muffled sounds of spectators erupted as combatants battled within.
Word is, your man Woolford was seen here, sniffing about. Let's poke around. Might shake something loose. Unless the violence troubles you.
On the contrary, Havoc knows violence well. Lead the way. The cavernous club reeked of spilled booze, narcotic fumes, and desperation. We pushed through the roaring spectators to survey the scene. A mechanical combat arena where bloodied cyborgs brawled viciously against bio-enhanced humans. Wagers flowed as violently as the combat. Whatever brought Woolford to this wicked den, these shadows indeed held secrets, now to extract them through guile or force. At Kai's urging, Havoc melded into the crowd, playing the part of thrill-seeking punters. As barbaric as the bouts were, this carnage served a purpose, to loosen lips made tight by fear.
Stay alert. Word is some corporate suite slums here incognito. We get him alone. May get answers.
As the latest gory match concluded, a hulking machine of pistons and crude implants emerged victorious to the crowd's roaring delight. Kai pointed discreetly across the arena. A sharply dressed man exited hastily, escorted by 2 armed guards.
There's our mark. Corporate executive, 100%. He knows things, just gotta squeeze him right.
Kai moved to follow, but I held him back, too brazen. We would corner the corporate rat, but by stealth, not strength. For now, we shadowed him from a distance through the winding maintenance halls. When the moment was right, we would strike. We tracked our mark through grime-slick corridors until he branched off alone towards a private viewing suite. Now was our chance. With hand signals, I directed Kai left, circling behind to block any escape. I sent Alara and Eric right to secure the adjoining intersections. Like prongs around prey, we enclosed our cornered rat silently. Forcing the suite door, I loomed over the executive, his eyes full of fearful recognition. He reached for a holstered pistol, but my blade was faster. Now information would flow, whether freely given or extracted by force. You know why we're here. Woolford, the detective, what do you know? Executive pales but stays silent. I press the blade firmer, drawing a trickle of blood. He gasps in pain, still unwilling to talk. Have it your way. Ivar, search him for any intel. The executive eventually cracked under my tactful persuasion, revealing a data chip with clues to Woolford's location.
This creep's sung sweet for us now, Captain. Want me to fix his lips permanent?
No need. Get the chip and let's disappear.
Allow me.
Quietly now. Back to the ship. We slipped away unnoticed before security arrived, fading like specters into the neon night. On the dark fringes, life was cheap and questions dangerous. But secrecy served our cause, for now. Our journey through urban decay brought us to defunct factories cloaked in shadow. Looming lifeless and foreboding, this wasteland was ripe for subterfuge. Too late, the perfect spot for an ambush became apparent. But by then the trap was sprung. A dozen mechanized mercs emerged from the darkness, arm cannons blazing. Kai had sold us out, leading Havoc directly into captivity's iron jaws. Now, steel would answer steel. Ambush, battle formations, Eric shields up, Ivar suppressing fire.
Emitters at full strength. Deflecting fire.
Plasma barrage coming up. Ha ha ha, let's dance, bolt brains.
Tika's fingers flew across glowing keys, slicing into the mercs' networks. Their optics and targeting protocols scrambled wildly under her surgical disruptions.
Got 'em! Scrambling their systems now. Shooting blind won't help you rust buckets.
The mercs reacted sluggishly, unable to pinpoint our location accurately. Their advance faltered as blistering return fire raked their ranks. Pressing the momentary advantage, I charged forward, Havoc close behind. Hit their ranks while they're disoriented. Now! Plasma lit the shadows with blinding fury as we surged towards the enemy's crumbling line. Outflanked and overwhelmed, the mercs fell into disarray, scrambling to regroup. But it was too late. Havoc carved through them like a blade, emerging bloodied but victorious as the last merc collapsed in a smoldering heap. Answers, not carnage, were our true purpose in this grim wasteland. Interrogation of the survivors would reveal today's hidden puppeteer, and soon they too would face judgment once their masks were torn away. Fog crawled between silent machinery and abandoned factories cloaked in shadow. Once, the rumble of progress had echoed through this wasteland. Now only ghosts roamed the rusting carcasses. Our interrogations revealed a hidden puppeteer, the Cyto Corporation. They pulled strings from an ivory tower, but their hands were stained in blood. They had sent teams of cyborg assassins to ambush us, their mechanical limbs and dead-eyed goggled faces concealing any shred of humanity left. They hoped to eliminate Woolford's allies quietly. But Havoc did not scare so easily, yet even now, retaliation loomed. The corporates reacted ruthlessly when profits were threatened. Now that Cyto had failed to silence us, they would deploy their deadly shroud agents to finish the job. Status report. Check weapons and gear.
Guns are hot, Captain. But they hit our comms and tracking hard. We're scrambled.
Let me run diagnostics and get systems up again. Just need time.
Ivar, stand watch in the fog. Eric, camouflage our position. We dig in.
With pleasure. My trigger finger's got an itch tonight.
We'll be ghosts in this fog and decay soon, sir.
As Tika worked amidst the hulking machinery, I hatched a bold plan to turn the hunters into the hunted and use Cyto's shroud agents to uncover their stronghold. Fog swirled around abandoned factories now tomb-like in their stillness. Once, the rumble of progress had echoed through this wasteland. Now only ghosts roamed the rusting bones. Interrogations revealed our ambush was ordered by the Cyto Corporation, hoping to eliminate Woolford's allies. But Havoc did not scare easily. Now deadly retaliation loomed. Shroud agents, corporate assassins, would be deployed to finish us. Let them come. Tika, what's our status? Weapons and comms?
Diagnostics running now. Just need a few more minutes, Captain.
Stealth is crucial until we're operational again.
The decay offers good concealment. I'll scout the perimeter for defensible positions.
And if those metal-headed freaks return, I'll give them a deadly welcome.
Right on all counts. We lay low, avoid detection, and prepare to turn the hunters into the hunted. Under the shroud of fog, Havoc moved carefully between hulking machinery. The creaking titans hid us from aerial scans and distant eyes. Within their broken husks, we would turn the tide against our corporate foes. Soon Saito's deadly agents would arrive, believing us easy prey. Only too late would they discover that fortune favored Havoc tonight, and we showed no mercy to those who hunted our crew. Decay offered ample concealment as Havoc prepared our trap. Tika restored comms and weapons while Eric identified ambush sites. Soon, the hunters would become the hunted. I marked the machinery to target first when the Shroud agents arrived. Armor joints, optics, and thruster packs, crippling blows to disable, not destroy. We needed prisoners today. Nice work, Tika. What's operational status now?
Back online, Captain. Tracking, comms, and weapons ready. Ghosted mode enabled too. They won't detect us first.
Found a few choke points to spring ambushes. Just say the word.
And if any sneak past, my cannon will greet them. It's been too quiet lately.
Remember, restraint when needed. Disable, don't execute.
Their loyalty heartened me. Together, we would endure the coming storm. Fortune blessed those bold enough to press on, whatever the odds. Soon, the telltale sounds of mechanized limbs echoed through the fog. The agents were here, but the hunters were now the prey. With hand signals, I guided Havoc to our skirmish points. On my command, we would strike, swift and merciless, for none threatened our crew and lived. The Shroud agents moved through the decaying machinery, beelining towards our previous position. Their infrared scopes pierced the darkness, but the hulking titans concealed us still. Eric monitored them closely, waiting for my signal.
8 hostiles, 7 o'clock. Single file. Want me to stun the trailing one?
Wait, let them pass the choke point. Patience, steady. Now, hit them fast and hard. Havoc struck from all sides with ruthless efficiency, felling 3 agents before they could react. Eric's stun blast dropped another, leaving 4 dangerously outnumbered.
You headed left flank.
But the agents quickly rallied, enhanced limbs and optics compensating.
They're too fast.
They swiftly adapted to surround us, even the odds.
Working on cracking their systems now.
A deadly standoff loomed. We had the advantage, but the agents were elite corporate killers. Disabling them without casualties required perfect execution under fire. The Shroud agents quickly surrounded us, lethal limbs primed to eliminate their target, Havoc. But we did not falter. Despite being outnumbered, Havoc executed our battle plan flawlessly under pressure. Eric blinded their scopes while Ivar and Tika concentrated disabling fire on the leader. He seized up under the barrage, flailing and off balance. With him compromised, the lesser agents reacted sluggishly, unable to adapt. Sensing victory close, I charged forward, striking pressure points with measured strikes. One by one, the agents collapsed until only the leader remained. My blade at his neck ensured cooperation. Once again, Havoc snatched victory from seemingly impossible odds. Now answers would flow, leading us closer to the puppet master behind the scenes. The disabled agents awoke to find themselves captive. Now interrogation would commence. You have 2 options: talk or suffer. The choice is yours.
You think you've won? Our masters will avenge us.
I pressed my pistol deeper into the agent's skull. His bravado quickly crumbled, but loyalty to credit still held. Pain would unlock his tongue. Have it your way. Ivar, search them for intel. Tika, help me extract what's needed. This will not be pleasant for you.
Haha, with pleasure. What shall I break first, boss?
Wait, I'll talk. No need for you to make a mess.
Wise of you. Now tell us of Saito's plans for the detective and these industrial grounds. Detail their forces.
The agent complied, explaining Saito's takeover and fortification of the area. They had a hidden bunker nearby, ripe for infiltration.
We press our luck striking directly at their nest. but if we succeed, it deals them a crippling blow.
Fortune favors the bold, Havoc. We attack immediately while they lie unprepared. Intel in hand, Havoc approached Saito's hidden bunker warily. Eric scanned ahead, seeking entry points and defenses.
Thermal imaging shows dense security inside. Automated gun emplacements guarding the perimeter.
Can you disable them remotely? We need eyes off us until we breach.
Shouldn't be an issue.
With Eric scrambling their external guns, we advanced quick and low using the skeletal machinery as cover. A smaller side entrance gave us access, bypassing outer defenses.
Too quiet in there.
Stealth is our ally for now. Remember, we're here for intel on Woolford, not wanton destruction.
Cover me while I slice the door. Almost. There. We're in.
Iris scanner complete.
Havoc moved swiftly through stark metal corridors. The minimal defenses suggested this bunker's secrecy was their main protection. An open chamber ahead showed stacks of supply crates and data cores. Jackpot. Now to grab what we needed before our inevitable violent exit. Havoc swept the bunker chamber, securing the intel jackpot within. Tika immediately began scanning data cores while Eric covered her.
Okay, slicing in now. Data is denser than expected. This will take a few minutes.
Better work swiftly. System security is rebooting as we speak.
Ivar, bar the doors. Ilara, cover our escape route.
With pleasure. Nothing's getting in or out now.
I'll ensure we have a clean exit strategy. These tunnels look purpose-built for quick strikes.
Their encryption is tricky. Aha! Got it! Tunneling in now, stand by.
With defenses restored, time was now against us. Alarms blared suddenly. Perimeter security had found the downed guns outside. Our exit window was closing rapidly. Tika, talk to me. What do you have so far?
Almost there. Just a little more.
Sir, motion tracking shows inbound security teams. We have maybe 90 seconds.
Whatever you have will have to be enough, Tika. Erase your steps and let's move.
Data secured. Erasing traces now. Ready to ghost.
I'll take point. Follow my path exactly.
Moving as one, Havoc swiftly retraced our ingress route. Ilara guided us flawlessly through the twisting passageways, just steps ahead of the security teams. Shouts echoed behind us as they discovered the intel breach. But escape was now in reach.
Outer blast doors closing off the complex. 30 seconds to seal.
Plenty of time. Havoc doesn't get caught in cages.
We sprinted the final meters as massive doors rumbled closed behind us. With no time to spare, we slipped through the narrowing gap, freedom close once more. Another impossible situation overcome by skill and nerve. Havoc disappeared into the fog-shrouded wasteland, leaving Saito's hidden bunker in chaos behind us. Once clear, I turned my focus to the intel retrieved. Tika, what did we manage to pull from their systems? Anything on Woolford?
Still passing the data chunks. Looks like warehouse manifests, shipment routes, payroll. Aha!
Tika pulls up a video file, grainy surveillance footage showing Woolford meeting with a cloaked figure.
Check the timestamp. This was less than 2 cycles ago. Woolford's alive and active.
Can you extract coordinates or trace the source? Any clue to his current location?
I'll run it through analysis. Got it. Sending the decryption details now. Should lead us right to him.
Outstanding work. Havoc, prepare to move out. We're going hunting for Woolford himself. After so much fighting and subterfuge, our goal was finally within reach. Together, Woolford and Havoc would strike a mighty blow against the spreading corporate rot. The trail led us to a towering megacorp headquarters. While formidable, their security had not reckoned with Havoc's skills. We would blaze our way through to finally reunite with Woolford. Havoc approached the imposing megacorp headquarters cautiously. Woolford was supposedly inside, but breaching its digital and physical defenses would be perilous.
Multiple encrypted access layers, biological scanners, heavy drone patrols on all perimeter levels. This will be tricky.
Can you crack it?
Given time. But we'll set off alerts the moment I start slicing in. Stealth will be impossible.
Then we do it loud, blast our way through these greedy cowards.
Easier said than done. A frontal assault plays to their strengths. We need finesse on this one. A cloaked figure emerges from the shadows nearby. Havoc wheels weapons up, but he raises hands in peace.
Stand down, my friends. We have precious little time. My cover is compromised inside. We must act now.
But sir, their security is a fortress. We'd never make it without being swarmed.
You leave that to me. I know all the weaknesses in their networks. With my help from within, Havoc can pierce this veil.
You always did love a long shot, Woolford. What's the play?
We strike fast, create chaos. While they scramble, you infiltrate through this hidden entrance and find me inside. Fortune favors the bold, my friends.
Reunited with Woolford, Havoc prepared to infiltrate the towering megacorp headquarters. On Woolford's signal, coordinated strikes hit security nodes across the perimeter, precisely targeted maximum chaos. Under this cover, we advanced on the hidden entrance.
First charge is detonated. Turrets offline. Go, go, go!
You heard him? Move fast. Woolford's distractions won't last long. With security disoriented, we breached the entrance. Now came navigating a labyrinth on high alert without guidance from Woolford. Daunting, but Havoc thrived under pressure.
I'm mapping our route to the central hub. Follow close.
Down winding corridors we moved, avoiding roving drone patrols. Any conflict would bring overwhelming response. Stealth was imperative. At a wider chamber, Woolford hailed us over comms. His disguises and distractions were failing. Time was almost up.
My friends, cease your approach. My cover is blown. They flood the hub. Escape while you still can.
But turning back now was unthinkable. Though heavy forces lay ahead, we would brave them together. For unity brought strength. We don't leave crew behind. Havoc is coming. Just hang on. The final fight loomed, outnumbered with deadly odds, but fortune blessed the bold. The central hub swarmed with corporate security forces as we approached. Against these odds, it would take perfect execution to reach Woolford. Stealth's compromised. We blitz fast and hard. Hit their ranks off balance. Go! Caught off guard, the corporate troops fell into chaos from our blistering strikes. We pressed through swiftly.
Woolford's signal originates just ahead. Heavily shielded room.
Before we could breach it, blast doors sealed us in. A deadly security zone. Nowhere to take cover from what came next.
My friends, you should not have come, but perhaps together we write our own ending.
A drone bay opened above, unleashing a deadly swarm. They would overwhelm us through attrition. Our only hope was to somehow turn the tide.
I will crush these tin flies with my bare hands if I must.
Under withering fire, Tika targeted their network hub. As it was compromised, the drones moved erratically, colliding in sparks. The swarm descended into chaos, then deactivated entirely.
Their systems are down. Hit the blast door controls now.
In the lull, Eric breached the shielded room just as corporate elites flooded in. A deadly standoff loomed, with Woolford caught in the middle. A tense standoff unfolded in the hub chamber. Havoc stood ready to defend Woolford, but the corporate elites had us outnumbered and surrounded. Their leader, a cold-eyed executive in an immaculate suit, spoke first.
Your interference ends here. Lower your weapons and surrender. This man is a criminal and terrorist.
The only criminals I see wear corporate logos, not badges.
He's poisoned your minds, turned you against order and profit. But it's not too late for you. Stand down.
I sought anything to turn the tide in our favor. Then overhead, The disabled drones suddenly careened down in a synchronized kamikaze barrage, slamming into the corporate troops. In the chaos, Tika grabbed Woolford and retreated as Eric shielded our escape. We had our opening. Under covering fire, Havoc escaped down a service tunnel with Woolford. Behind us, his corrupted former allies lay in wreckage. Our united stand had prevailed. Havoc watched the sunrise from a safe distance as emergency crews swarmed the compromised megacorp tower. For now, we had evaded capture. Woolford turned to me, eyes grim but determined. There was more yet to be done.
You proved yourselves staunch allies tonight, my friends. But grave threats still loom over this city.
What more lurks in these shadows?
A black market dealing in illegal body modifications. But it goes deeper. They are using puppet chips to control unwilling subjects.
Puppet chips? To what end?
To sell modified body parts on the black market. My partner Lumpkin and I stumbled onto it when Halcyon chipped Lumpkin's brother. But whatever you do not mention it to him, and Havoc will help end it. Come, there is little time. I must introduce you to Lumpkin. With your skills, we can shatter Halcyon's slave trade for good.
United with new allies, Havoc moved out into the neon-washed dawn. More perilous fights awaited, but together we would bring truth and justice to New San Francisco's darkest corners.